Cancel.
Schweezy.
All right, so it's now time for me to give you relationship advice. And I know what we're all thinking, why are you so good at giving love advice? I guide others to a treasure I cannot possess. But I know everything, and y'all already knew that. That's why you're listening to this show right now. And let's get into the relationship I received for this week. I refuse to date a trans coworker. Am I being transphobic? And what do I do now? I had been talking to a chick, Jane. I had been talking to each other. Let's call her Jane. Jane and I have been talking to each other for like a week or two, and she had sort of come out to me. She was trans and asked if that it was a deal breaker. She was talking about dating here. I said yes, because I feel uncomfortable dating a trans woman and because I want kids one day. I've been called transphobic by her and her friends for my refusal to date trans women. I don't think that anyone is entitled to anyone's body, period. And trans women are not entitled to mine. Am I really being a transphobic asshole? What should I do now at this point? I can't really be forced to date a trans woman. I'm so scared that I might get reported to HR for transphobia or some shit. So obviously, I think we're on the same page here. You are a believer trans women are women. That is 100% true. I'm fully on board with saying trans women are women. No ifs, ands, or but about it. But no, there's with anyone, there's deal breakers in the situation. I don't think the deal breaker for you, it's not because she's trans necessarily. It's because you want kids someday, and even though she is a woman, she won't be able to have kids, so you'd have to adopt, which is cool, to do. But also, if she still has a penis, that would be a deal breaker. I wouldn't mind dating a trans woman if she had the bottom surgery. I'll try it out, see how good that doctor did. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but no, the penis, this is gonna be a deal breaker for me. Because I don't like penis. This is the deal breaker right now. I like them vaginas. So, yeah, even though your deal breaker is you want kids of your own one day. And if that's a priority for you in life, and that would be something that's going to be a deal breaker, it's fine. I don't think it's anything for you being transphobic at all. I would not say you're being transphobic at all. It looks like you were talking, even liking each other, and didn't even notice that she was trans. So, good on you. Good on her. She's pulling it off. I just always want to know if I was trans. I want to pull it off. That's, my main goal with being trans. I want to pull this shit off. But no, I feel like you maybe have to have a real conversation with her. Be like, look, there's nothing wrong with trans women. It's just something I'm not going to be good with. There's women out there who are I only date black guys. For some reason that's okay, but when a guy's I don't date trans women, you're just transphobic. I'm no, it's not transphobic. Just there's a difference between believing trans women are women, and between that and I don't want to stick my dick in that, or I don't want to stick my dick in a butthole of someone with a penis. Okay, there's difference. There's deal breakers. There's being a decent human, and there's people you want to ride or die with. Also, an EP bumming out now, wherever you get your music. So you're not being transphobic. They're using that because she's upset that she got rejected, which is typical. When you get rejected, no one likes getting rejected ever for anything. Whether it's work related, career related, love related, no one likes getting rejected. So this idea that you just gotta let people be upset, shit like that. You might not be friends anymore. So that might happen. Just don't be a dick. That's all I can say. Don't be a dick. That's the best thing you can do. So lesson of today's episode, folks, is don't be a dick, because if you're a dick, things could happen, and that's society for you. We know we're living in a society, and I have to live in it, and so I've made that your problem. And nevertheless, he will persist. So time for me to move on to another question before anyone else thinks I'm transphobic, because I'm not. Because I don't care enough to be transphobic. To be like homophobic or transphobic, you actually have to care a lot. And I don't care about it that much. And so this is the cross-eye bear that you gave to me, or cross-eyed bear, depending on how you interpret an Alanis Morissette song. Let's go to the next one. Girlfriend said she doesn't understand my need to see her that often. Context, we saw each other 4 times in 3 weeks. She says she can't feel attachment to people. Otherwise, she told me before that it's been a long time since she's met someone like me. Now, she did not reply to my text for the entirety of the day. Any advice, please? I am really into her. This bitch sounds toxic as fuck, my buddy. The idea is that she can't feel attachment to people. Sounds like you're a millennial. Sounds like used to are millennials. And yeah, I don't know. That's a huge red flag. She can't feel attachment to people. Sounds like you're way into her, and she's not that into you. That's all I'm gonna really say here. She doesn't understand my need to see her that often. Like, yeah, the reason you don't understand that, he likes you, bitch. That's the reason why. He wants to be around you all the time. When you like someone, you want to hang out with them a lot. It's just science. That's how life works. You might be too fucking stupid to understand. That's how life works. When you like someone, you want to be around them a lot. That's how we do life. Sounds like you're a little Republican, and you don't get this shit. So honestly, best advice I can give you, my boy. I understand it's not going to work out, but if you're having a lot of sex, keep that up, because you got some mileage with people on how many times you're going to be able to have sex with them. And once you reach a certain mileage, it's not going to have sex anymore. We're not objects, people. I'm not saying we're objects. This goes for men and women. This is like a mutual thing. Like, you only got so many fucks in with a person until things are done. Like, it's just how life works. Like, you only have so many fucks in your life with certain people, and eventually one day you run out of the fucks you get to have with that person, because that's the way it is. And we live in a society, folks. We live in a society. That's all I can say is that we live in a society. And sometimes one day you're gonna meet the fuck that gets you through your entire life, who will be there for you always, if that's the shit you're into. Unless you're like this bitch who is not into that shit. That's society for you. Okay, next. Let's go to the next one. How much should I change for my girlfriend? Very interesting question. I have been dating my girlfriend for almost 2 months. We moved in together a couple weeks into the relationship since we both had trouble paying rent, so it was easier. At first, she wanted me to make changes like no more video games and other stuff you could expect from moving in with your significant other. But I feel like the changes have been getting more and more intense. Lately, she only wants me to wear clothes that she bought for me, which aren't at all in the style I normally wear. I usually dress in plaid or plain shirts, but she has me wearing hoodies and ripped jeans. She made a list of things I'm not allowed to talk about or mention, which I'm supposed to memorize. She has blocked certain people on my phone without telling me. Most importantly, she wants me to give my dog to my parents. I try to talk to her, but she freaks out whenever I bring it up, and she knows I'm not confrontational at all, so she knows I'll just let it go. Maybe this is all normal and I'm being overdramatic, but I don't know. I feel like she wants me to be a completely different person. What should I do? Okay, she wants you to get rid of a dog? Maybe she should live with your parents and the dog stays with you, because dogs are pure and innocent creatures, and they can only be fucked up by humans. So do not get rid of the fucking dog. If you're going to move in and live together and someone has a dog, the dog's coming with you. The dog is coming with you. Okay? You don't get rid of the dog. That's shit. Do not get rid of the dog. The dog is staying. You got to be firm with that. You're going to have to be confrontational in that situation. Always stay with that. You can always just give her away. Have her live with your parents. That sounds like a better plan from what it's sounding like here. So no more video games and stuff like that. The clothing one is there's a weird thing with the clothing one. Like if she likes that, what you wear that, but you prefer to wear this. That's a weird thing. Hoodies and ripped jeans. I'm not understanding the fashion difference there, so I'm going to avoid that topic. Blocking certain people on your phone, that's toxic behavior. That means she does not trust you. And maybe we got to figure out what is the reason why she doesn't trust you. The dog is, and she freaks out every time you bring it up because I think she doesn't want it. So yeah, I think she does have an idea of a perfect man and is trying to mold you into that idea. And in most relationships, if you think that at the beginning, it does not work out. It does not work out that way. If you think you're going to be able to change someone, you will not be changing someone. You can't change someone. You can't change another person. You can help them move in a different direction if it's something a toxic behavior, but a lot of times you're not going to be able to change someone. So she's going to have to stop trying to change you. Best thing for you to do is to stay the way you are, and some minor things you can always probably change, how to like work things out as a couple. But yeah, do not change for this bitch because it does not sound like she is worth it to you or to your dog, because it sounds like your dog is a pure soul, and you should buckle down on the dog at least. If you're not going to take anything else I say, yeah, she's gonna have to learn that, like, oh, this is the guy you're with. You're not changing me for shit, and then she's gonna be like, oh, I guess I love them still, so I guess I'll stay the way I am, and then she might not put out for a while. Anyways, next question. Going on rants. Girlfriend hates video games. My girlfriend gets upset if I want to play video games since she thinks it takes away from our time together. It is really starting to bug me and seems minor, but it's a red flag for me, big picture. She will constantly watch her TV shows during the day, in bed, with her headphones, etc. In most cases without me, which is fine. I hate watching TV, let alone her shows, which are mostly reality TV and relationship dramas. I've tried a few times to watch with her, but it is just not for me. I would like some fresh ideas from others on how to present my case to her. I want her to have her vices, and I want time to have mine without feeling guilty. I have already tried talking to her about it, letting her know that I love spending time with her. I believe we should both be able to do our thing, but it is hypocritical to demand I don't play video games, but she can watch her shows. She says it's different, but doesn't/can't explain why. I think this will give some insight into how she operates in these situations, and I'm curious. Any ideas? So, I play video games with my friends, and I just say, I'm like, she can play with us. And so that's my best suggestion for you, to have your girlfriend, or did you say girlfriend or wife? What did you say? Girlfriend, okay. You said your girlfriend doesn't like you playing video games. Invite her to play with you. Get her a setup. If you're a PC gamer, I don't think you have a girlfriend, so you don't count. Like, set up like a LAN party situation so you're playing together and it's a little fun. Get a Nintendo Switch. Depending on the game you play, it's probably on Switch. One can be handheld, one can be on the Xbox or the PlayStation. Fun. Just do that together, and you have more quality time. Create a Discord server. Play with your friends. Like, the situation here is that she wants you to spend time with her, but she thinks video games take that away from her. The idea is you got to get her into video games so you can both do it together, because you're definitely strong on that you do not like her TV shows. But I think she could probably get on board to the idea of playing games with you. I guess you were in a situation where you like playing video games, but she never really got into it. And so you just kept moving on, and then figured out that, yeah, it's different. Like, but if you figure out that she likes playing video games too, like you get her into it, then it's like bonding time. You play together. You create a Fortnite team. The other day I was playing Fortnite with my usual group, 50% women, 50% men, all he, him / her, his, her, she, hers in the group. So we're a pretty woke group, and and we got our asses whipped. We were playing against Ninja. We figured it out. We were playing against Ninja. We got our fucking asses handed to us like pretty quickly. We're like, we just play against Ninja. Like, I know he has like a custom skin and usually just like an anonymous username. I think we play against Ninja, but yeah, no, just play video games together. That's all you need to do. I don't know why you're making a big deal. Why she's making a big deal out of it. Just ask her to play video games with me. You're like, hey, maybe I know like you want to spend time with me. Why don't we just play video games together? And then the best suggestion would be, do not make fun of her for being bad. That's going to be a good thing to not do. Do not make fun of her for being bad. That's going to make her mad. I'm gonna tell you, do not do that. Ever, for any reason whatsoever, no matter who you're with, where you're from, who you could be, who you are, and everything else in the world, don't do that shit, because that's not going to help you get laid ever. And I'm here to help you know to don't talk shit to someone if you want to have sex with them, unless they're into that shit. Then keep doing it, because that's going to be the best thing for you. All right. Next up. Boyfriend has ongoing bad hygiene issues. Lost caused? ? Preface. If your advice is break up with him, don't bother commenting. I'm on my last nerve with him and already there mentally. I'm writing this for answers to why. Thanks in advance, guy. Just guy. Thanks in advance, guy. Like, yeah. So I've known my boyfriend a long time before dating, and I knew he wasn't big on wearing deodorant. At the time, I didn't care at all because we were just friends. When we started dating, I had to talk to him about both his body odor and smoking habits. I insisted he bathed regularly, applied deodorant as needed, washed his hands, and brushed his teeth after smoking. He did okay with the deodorant and bathing requests, but never got the hang of brushing his teeth or washing his hands before touching me / after smoking a cigarette. He won't chew gum or use mouthwash because he doesn't like mint, but will drink a chocolate mint milkshake twice a week, no problem. It's been 2 years now, and I still have to ask him constantly to wash his hands and brush his teeth. And every time I do, he gets upset. He has developed athlete's foot, and for about 3 months, I've had to constantly beg him to either use the Dr. Scholl's I bought for him or just keep his feet away from me. Yet, every day when he comes home from wherever, he plops right next to me on the couch, puts his stinky feet right up near my face, and often talks to me within 2 feet of my nose, projectile breathing cigarette breath at me while talking about his day. Recently, I also discovered skid marks in his underwear in the laundry room basket. We barely have sex, and I am so physically repulsed by him and his odors. Breath, cigarettes, armpits, feet, ass, all combined. I'm at the breaking point that I'm going to leave if he doesn't shave up. The smells can be fixed with proper hygiene. Obviously, what is really bothering me is that I consistently, multiple times a day / hour, have to tell him he smells and to please stay away from me. Every time he acts as though it's his first time hearing this, and often acts upset that I'm being mean. I was nice the first 2 years. I had to smell your rank mouth, ass, and armpits. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of smelling things that make me want to vomit only just to realize it's coming from a human. We used to sleep together, but he would always face me in the bed and end up snoring his terrible, awful breath directly up my nose all night, to the point I actually had dreams I was changing a diaper or cleaning a gas station toilet, only to wake up to the stench that is my boyfriend an inch away from breathing into my face from his gaping cigarette trap. I get that he can fix these issues so easily, but I don't understand why he won't fix his hygiene. Why does he enjoy being told constantly that he smells? Why is he okay being the smelly guy? Why doesn't he feel bad or insecure about these smells? I'm not the only one who has noticed his friends often make remarks too. What the fuck is wrong with him? And no, he doesn't have medical issues. He saw a doctor about it, and she confirmed it is his hygiene. P.S. I told him I refuse sex until he wipes his ass properly, and it hasn't motivated him at all. Why? So the last part of this is very interesting. Sex is a motivating factor for men. For men, we have to go out and conquer things to impress the ladies, to get the sex. And that's the reason we do everything. That's why men have built castles. It's why men have written albums titled, or EPs titled Ride or Die, that are out wherever you listen to your music. And the reason we do that stuff is to get our penis touched. That's kind of our main motivator. And we think, like, well, no, you just want to be satisfied in life. Well, part of being satisfied in life is eating and getting your dick touched. So that's a big thing. There's like some mental health issues with this guy. If he, after so many times, like, if sex not a motivating factor for him, like, no, this idea is just like he's reviewed, like, you're like, I'm not having sex with you till you wipe your ass properly. And he's like, all right, well, I just guess I just won't have sex. Like, it's just disgusting. This dude is, I'm almost thinking this guy is a lost cause. Only thing you can do is harass him. Like, do not sit on this couch until you brush your teeth or chew some gum or something like that. Like, does he necessarily need to do mint? No, just give him like a Tic Tac. Just be like, bitch, I don't care if you don't like it. You're taking it. The fact that every time you try to fix him, it's so weird. And like, doctors will be like, you need to clean yourself properly. Honestly, I'm getting to a point. I'm looking here. I think he's a lost cause. I'm looking at the situation. This guy's a lost cause. The only thing I can really say is if he's not just, I'm always against the ultimatum thing. But I'm not going to say this is necessarily too many ultimatums. Like, look, I can't deal. These are, I think this, I'm going to say it's not an ultimatum. It's a deal breaker for you. Just like, look, if you can't get your hygiene together, we have to break up because I can't deal with how gross you are. Like, this is, I love you, but this is becoming a deal breaker and I can't do this anymore. And I know you're like, I like his personality. I'm like, well, you know what? You can't change your personality, but you can change your hygiene and make it better. Hygiene is one of those things. I get women are gross too. I'm like, I don't date gross women like that. I'm like out of my league. I'm like, if I have to shower and smell good, you have to shower and smell good. We're equal. Men and women are equals in this world. And if you're not cleaning yourself, you better, because you're fucking disgusting. Only thing, the best thing I can say, like, you're not necessarily making an ultimatum. You're dealing with a deal breaker situation. Like, you can't deal with the situation anymore. If you can't change this one detail, like, women put ultimatums like, we don't want to get married. But then, but your hygiene shouldn't be a ultimatum. Your hygiene should just be you fucking taking care of yourself. That's all I can say. Like, your hygiene, it's just you taking care of yourself. I can't express any more of that. Your hygiene is just it's part of taking care of yourself. So there's probably like a mental issue going on here. So that's all I'm really thinking here is like, there's some sort of mental issue, because a lot of times if you have anxiety, like cleaning, I have a problem with cleaning. I clean myself, but like my home and stuff like that, you just get overwhelmed with anxiety. So it sounds like he probably has some mental issues. Maybe see a therapist. But the therapist will require him taking a shower first. So maybe he'll have to do that. So maybe two birds with one stone. He doesn't want to put a title on it yet. Okay. Sounds like we're looking at some millennials. So let's get going. I've been seeing this guy. Let's call him Josh. All right, there's another red flag right there. If his name is Josh, there's a red flag. If you have to choose between Josh and Steve, you're choosing Steve. No one named Josh is a real adult. Let's call him Josh. For a little over a month now, we met at a party and had casual sex for 2 weeks until we admitted we were catching feelings for each other. He took me out on a date a few days after the confession, and we have been dating since. I've also met most of his friends since then, and they've told me that he talks about me a lot, and that they approve of us dating. Josh is affectionate with me when we're in public. He's really sweet and remembers the little things about me. He even bought me a new neck pillow. a new pillow when I mentioned that the current pillow was hurting my neck. A week ago, Josh told me that he had deleted Bumble off of his phone. I felt happy hearing this, and I told him that I had turned down 2 dates the past week. I asked if this meant we were exclusive. He responded, I want to be careful and don't want to put a title on it yet. Typical millennial talk here. As a current millennial myself, I can tell you that's a conversation I've had. I thanked him for his honesty, and we had a great time on a hiking date. Here's the thing. My head is telling me that it's good that we're now taking it slow, but I can't help but feel anxious hearing his answer. Josh has been saying things like, my friends think we'd be great together in serious relationship, and he talks about future plans. He's invited me to his friend's birthday dinner next weekend, and a camping trip is in the works for about a month from now. And when Josh gets called my boyfriend in public now, he just smiles and accepts it as is. I worry that my red flag radar is off because my last relationship was an abusive one with a man who pressured me to move in with him after 2 weeks of dating. I did, and it was a nightmare. I'm used to whirlwind romances with narcissistic personalities, so not putting a label on what Josh and I have right now feels out of the norm for me. I also worry that Josh isn't ready for a serious relationship. Although he says he's looking for one, he got a divorce 2 years ago, and from what I've gathered from what Josh and his friends have told me, he and his ex just weren't compatible personality-wise, and the relationship brought out the worst in both of them. I told Josh 2 days ago that if he ever felt like he couldn't pursue something serious with me, that I'd prefer his honesty and that I didn't want to be led on. Josh replied, if I was leading you on, I wouldn't have introduced you to my friends and I wouldn't be making future plans with you. He knows about the insecurities that have stemmed from my ex, and he was sweet and gentle about it. Am I crazy for wanting to call Josh my boyfriend after 2 weeks of dating? I just worry that he won't want to call me his girlfriend 4 months down the line. What do you think about this? Am I overthinking it? No, you're not overthinking it. In a standard situation, you should be boyfriend and girlfriend. The fact that he doesn't want to put a title on it is a little suspicious to me. The best thing I can tell you in that situation, do you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Because if he just goes out of his way and refuses to accept that title, and technically make things official, there's a red flag there. I think a simple conversation could probably fix this, but there could be a lot of words that are silent in the sentence. Like, I don't want to put a title on it, ... with you. There could be those silent words that he's not saying there. So I'm thinking the best in this situation for you, though, that at first he was like, I don't want to put a title on it, but he basically considers you his girlfriend, but maybe he's trying to be a cool millennial, because millennials, we can't put titles on shit. Yes, you can. We can put titles on anything. That is a stupid fucking sentence you made. I don't want to put a title on it. Okay. So you're basically gonna act like boyfriend and girlfriend, do things like boyfriend and girlfriends, be seen as boyfriend and girlfriend, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. We don't want to put a title on him. Like, there is a title. That's why we created fucking languages, to put words to things we do and things we say and things that are. And don't be a Republican with that. Don't be an R word, because it makes you sound like the Republican in the situation. To be like, I don't want to put a title on it, but yeah, we're gonna do every boyfriend and girlfriend thing like that. It's worse than the girls who have boyfriends but make other guys do the typical boyfriend shit that you do to get laid and then have sex with their boyfriends. Like, it's that shit that annoys me. Like, buddy, don't do shit you don't like for a woman if they're not going to touch your penis. Plain and simple, just don't do that, okay? There's a difference between being a friend and being a boyfriend. Boyfriends go to pumpkin patches with girls so they can take pictures with the pumpkin patches. That's what boyfriends do. Friends drink together and make fun of each other. At least that's what I do with my friends. And that's right, I do have friends, folks. I have Micah and a guy I just shit-talked, Josh, and Austin, and the other ones don't want me to say their name on my podcast because they're normal humans. And yes, I do have more than 3 friends, folks. Don't question it. And that's all I got to say on that. It looks like I got food coming my way. How do I talk to my partner about his erectile dysfunction? I've been with my boyfriend for a few months now, and things are great. We have similar libidos in great chemistry, and his erectile dysfunction puts a huge damper on things. When he's fully hard, it's so great, but that's like 10% of the time. 80% he is at half mast, and the other 10% of the time he goes fully soft, and we just have to stop completely. When he needs a break, I'll usually just cuddle and kiss him, and any pressure or expectation to let him know I still find him sexy. And most of the time, that works, so we can continue. But this is a problem that begs a solution, and I realize how touchy of a subject a man's sexual performance is, so I haven't quite broached it. We went to a sex shop not too long ago, and while we were browsing, I pointed out a cock ring, and he suggested we get it, and the reply was, I don't need that. LOL. Yes, you do, babe. Did not say that, just thought it and kept it moving. Anyways, I think it's because he's overweight. He is trying to get in shape at the moment. How do I bring this up? What wording can I use that isn't going to hurt him or give him some kind of complex? Do I just support his getting in shape goal and not talking about it? Specifically for the men in here, in what way could this be brought up to you where you could healthily acknowledge it? I understand losing erections here and there. That's not a big deal, but having a squishy dick shoved inside of me 90% of the time is starting to really bother me. Of course it would. I like a lot of sex, so it's something that needs to resolve in one way or another, and he seems to be in some kind of denial or something. Okay. Says you like to have a lot of sex. If he's on any other like antidepressants or something like that, that's gonna make a huge difference. So think about that. But also, there's a couple things, like being the overweight part is a problem for some people. But I know a lot of fat people who jerk off. And they say, don't be stingy, Mark. Come on, Mark, don't be stingy. Those type of people. So erectile dysfunction. So at least you're not blaming yourself. That's a good thing. But erectile dysfunction, I know, I take antidepressants, heavy ones. And so I used to have a pretty high one, but now it's like probably what a normal person is. Mainly it's just like, I'm always DTF, but like I also have to like make sure I can get it up and shit like that. But then I last longer. So who's the real foreplay king here? It's me. But also one big thing is I've listened to a couple podcasts on this, so I'm obviously an expert in this field. But a lot of times erectile dysfunction, assuming that you're not like super an older couple, erectile dysfunction could be like a check engine light on a man's body. Because our men's main goal is to like fuck and eat and sleep. Like that's all we really need to do. So if one of those things are off, there could be a huge problem. So I would actually suggest going to a doctor, getting some lab work done, just seeing if something's off. If everything seems good and he's just fat, maybe a situation is just got to get some pills, man. Keep up with them. I mean, there's nothing wrong. We need to stop shaming boner pills. I feel like we can stop shaming that shit. Sometimes they help you out. Like I've heard some guys like they just like I don't need it, but I just take it and it just makes my wood just like harder, and then it's a little bit bigger too. Sometimes it gets bigger. You get some blood flow down there. It's really cool. If that's not the problem, have you tried giving them a blowjob? Sometimes that works. I just assume like why don't people like if someone's like just losing it, it's getting softer, like just put your mouth on it. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. But I think the best thing I can say is see a doctor, and then worst case scenario, take some boner pills, because who the fuck cares anymore? I don't know why that makes you like less of a man. I can't get hard for a woman. Wouldn't that make you like a better man? Because like, you know what? Try your best. Try your best, woman. Try your best. Nevertheless, I am going off topic like usual, but best suggestion is go to a doctor, get some lab work done, because that's a good check engine light of the male body. That's all I have to say. I got more questions here. I think I only have I only have 2 left. Okay. We're almost done with this show, folks. If you're struggling through this, we're almost done. Best friend and I started hooking up, not sure what to expect out of it. My friend and I have been super close the past 4 years. We consider each other best friends and do pretty much everything together. For the majority of our friendship, we have been 110% platonic. I wasn't attracted to her at all. There was so little sexual attraction that I've often viewed her as a sister than a friend. Fast forward this September, and her long-term boyfriend broke up. Seemed fine, I was happy for her new sense of freedom. The idea of hooking up now that she's single hadn't crossed my mind once, but after a couple weeks of her settling into her new life, we found each other in the same bed one night and slept together. We talked about it, and we weren't too fazed by that new boundary we crossed. We're both pretty liberal in our sex lives, so it was never a big deal for us. That was the only time it happened up until a month ago. Now we seem to hang out and things are getting more intimate. We watch movies and cuddle, hold hands on the couch, etc. Pretty mushy shit. Not to mention that we hook up at least a few times a week. We both enjoy being single, and she has made it clear that she wants to be single for when bars open fully, to enjoy that newly single lifestyle that the shutdowns have seemingly robbed her of. I am in the same boat, as I'd like to remain single for that reason as well. But with all things like this, someone will develop feelings eventually, and one of us will change our opinion on the matter. I'm sort of lost in how to feel about it all. Could this just be a natural progression of something new and exciting? Normally, I'd say it's a terrible idea, but our communication and compatibility together, friends or more, is really great. So I'm never left wondering how she feels, and besides this post, neither is she. Any advice? Yeah, buddy. Stop being fucking stupid. You two are soulmates. I can't explain this enough. Like, you want someone to be your best friend and someone who touches your penis. That's like two things you want. Like, I wish there was a situation where me and Micah could touch my penis and I wouldn't be fucking grossed out to all hell. But no, I can't date Micah because I don't find him attractive at all in any situation ever. I don't like hair on people I want to have sex with. Just commonalities in the way I live my life. And if you don't like that, you can leave, Napoleon. That's all you have to do. No, dude, you find someone like this, like, once in a blue, like, this is so rare to have like a connection like that with someone. Like you enjoy being around someone and they also touch your genitals. Like, that's the dream right there, buddy. That is the dream of what everyone wants. And I know, I get the idea you both want to stay single, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's not a lot of good people out there. And the ones that are dating someone else, buddy, I can't express that to you enough. It sounds like you need to fucking put a ring on this. Just be like, look, I think we're way too into each other, and everyone else out there sucks. And not the way I like them to suck. And I feel like we need to move forward with this because we make each other better people. That's how life works. You want someone who makes you a better person. And you sound like you have communication working well and trust. I don't know why. I don't know. Don't be fucking stingy. Just be happy with what you have. Because that sounds like, yeah, just don't be fucking idiots. Like, sounds like you have the best thing in the world at your fingertips. And shut the fuck up. All right. Last question I have here. And I always try to save the best ones for last, folk. How to ask my girlfriend to shave her butt hair without sounding rude / making her insecure. Tom pretty much says it all. We have been dating for a little over 4 months now and are pretty close to each other. However, I just don't know how I can broach this topic without coming across as rude. It's not like I hate it or have an incredible aversion to her ass hair, but it's a little bit of a turnoff / would prefer it to be shorter. I don't think she has ever shaved this region for judging on the length. She shaves, or at least trims, since I haven't seen it completely bare, but have seen it pretty close. Her genital hair like I do with mine, though, so it's not like she is adamant about retaining her body hair. I just want to bring this up without making her feel insecure. Part of this also has to do with race to some extent, since I'm white and blonde and she is Indian / black haired. So her hairs are far more visible than mine. I just want to tread carefully on an issue like this. LOL. So if anyone has been in a similar situation, I would appreciate any insight into how you navigate it. Okay, so I think I can do this. This does not apply, however, to your one-night stands, okay, folks? One night, I believe in my manscaping area that you do unto others as they would. We go with the golden rule. You do unto others as you would do unto you. So I am a big fan of cleaning everything up down there because I'm part Jewish and it's growing everywhere down there, folks. And so I'm a big fan of that because I want her to touch it with her mouth. You're obviously not eating her ass. One thing I learned, though, so I figured out how some women don't have hair on their ass. So I was drunk and asked a friend's, like, it wasn't his girlfriend, but, like, woman he was with. I'm like, I guess I was just drunk. I'm like, how do women not have hair on their ass? And she was like, oh, we get it waxed. We just put one strip on there and rip, it's all gone. I'm like, oh, so that's how it works. That was a fun conversation. So you're just gonna be like, hey babe, I'm not trying to like be mean to you or anything, and I don't want you to take this any way wrong, but your ass hair is gross to me and turns me off. Can we figure out a situation that works for you? And she's like, I don't know, waxing hurts and when you razor bumps. I'm like, let's give you a Manscaped Lawnmower 2.0. Not sponsored, by the way. I don't have a link, so don't give them any money for my idea. Don't buy it from my idea. Maybe figure that out, you know. Like, you're going to feel, like, buddy, you're going to feel some stubble. Like, it's just, like, you go on you got to hit some legs, feel some stubble. Like, a woman just, like, you know, go a few days without shaving in, and you're going to feel stubble. Like, you got to get over that. Women are just as much pigs as men are, and we have to accept this situation. Just women are better at hiding it than most men. But no, I feel like that answers it to a T. Just ask her nicely. Just be like, I'm not trying to be mean to you or anything. I just wanted to say it like it is. Your ass hair is gross to me. So, like most situations, just being honest is the answer to the problem. What's going on, my fellow Schwoklord? Hope you enjoyed that highlight from one of the great shows that I make. If you want to watch more clips or even full episodes, go check them out over here and down below and everywhere else. Stay awesome.